The Queen of Code. I'm Jason Horton.
I'm Rebecca Lieb.
And this is Ghost Town.
According to Technopedia, a computer bug or software bug is generally defined as, in IT, a bug refers to an error, fault, or flaw in any computer program or a hardware system. A bug produces unexpected results or causes a system to behave unexpectedly. In short, it is any behavior or result that a program or system gets, but it was not designed to do. But the story of why we call computer bugs bugs is pretty strange. It starts in New York City on December 9th, 1906, when precocious Grace Hopper is born. She's obsessed with gadgets at a very young age, graduated Phi Beta Kappa at Vassar, and then earned a PhD from Yale in 1934, with a thesis on new types of irreducibility criteria. In 1936, she published a paper on the ungenerated 7 as an index to Pythagorean number theory in the American Mathematical Monthly, which made her a kind of math superstar, especially as a woman. With the outbreak of World War II, Hopper repeatedly tried to join the Navy, but at 100 pounds and 34 years old, she was rejected many times. But she wasn't the type to take no for an answer, so she obtained a waiver for the weight requirement, special government permission, and a leave of absence from Vassar, where she was teaching. In December 1943, she was sworn into the U.S. Naval Reserve. She went on to train at Midshipmen's School for Women, graduating first in her class. Hopper's first assignment was under Commander Howard Aiken at the Bureau of Ordnance Computation at Harvard University. There she became the third programmer of the Mark I, the world's first large-scale automatically sequenced digital computer. The computer was used to calculate aiming angles for naval guns in varying weather conditions. Because the numbers were so pertinent, Hopper and her assistants were often required to run and monitor the system 24 hours a day. They spent countless hours transcribing and inputting codes for Mark I and its successors, Mark II and III. Hopper received the Naval Ordnance Development Award in 1946 for her work on the Mark series. And this is where we get to the bug of it all. But first, a break. The first computer bug is kind of a piece of programming folklore. Some say it was actually discovered before this, but again, I don't believe it. The story is too specific. On September 9th, 1947, during Hopper's work with Mark II, a moth flew into an open window and onto one of Mark II's relays, temporarily shutting down the system. The moth was removed and pasted into a logbook. It's a pretty famous photo that you can find online. Literally, a moth taped into a ripped-out piece of notebook paper, with Hopper cataloging the computer bug as a big problem. In the mid-1950s, Hopper extended the meaning of the term bug to debug, to include removing programming errors. Now solidifying her place in programming history, Hopper remained at Harvard as a civilian research fellow in engineering sciences and applied physics until 1949, leaving Harvard to join Eckhart-Moakey Computer Corporation as a senior mathematician. There, the company introduced the BINAC, Binary Automatic Computer, paving the way for production of the first commercial computers, UNIVAC 1 and 2. Hopper's next move was radical. She suggested that UNIVAC could be programmed to recognize English commands. Despite ridicule from her peers, Hopper succeeded in developing the B0 compiler, later known as Flowmatic, which could be used for typical business tasks such as payroll calculation and automated billing. Using Flowmatic, she taught UNIVAC 1 and 2 to understand 20 English-like statements by the end of 1956. It soon became apparent that a standardized universal computer language was necessary. In 1966, Hopper's age forced her to retire from the Naval Reserves. However, in less than 7 months, the Navy, unable to develop a working payroll plan after 823 attempts, plucked Hopper from retirement in order to help standardize the high-level naval computer languages. Her reinstatement made her the first Naval Reserve woman to return to active duty. Her original reappointment was for 6 months, but was later extended indefinitely. In 1983, by special presidential appointment, Hopper was promoted to the rank of Commodore. In 1986, after 43 years of service, Grace Hopper ceremoniously retired on the deck of the USS Constitution, receiving numerous honors over her lifetime. Rear Admiral Grace Brewster Murray Hopper died on January 1st, 1992. She was buried with full military honors at Arlington National Cemetery and called the Queen of Programming. But her identifying and labeling the first bug is truly her strangest legacy.